The Parisian Pickpocket. As I meandered through the tiny, mostly deserted streets of Montmartre, I wondered to myself who had the bright idea of letting 25 teenagers walk around alone in the worst part of Paris. Here we were, a mass of American and French exchange students being let go, unsupervised by our chaperone to go and eat. My exchange student decided to eat with his friends, so I went to meet my mom and sister, who happened to be in town at the same time, for dinner. They decided we should meet in a different part of town for obvious reasons, which meant that I had to find my way to the nearest metro station. After asking for directions and getting lost a few times, I finally reached the level of my destination, where I was greeted by sex shops and adult fun joints. Once there, I met my sister, and we went down and bought tickets. As the doors of the metro opened, a mass of Parisians jumped out just as another mass jumped in. In the midst of all the bodies banging against each other, I felt a tug on my pocket. I immediately knew what had happened, but I told myself to play it cool. I calmly reached my hand inside my left pocket where my phone was, and, to my relief, felt the leather of my case on my hand. The problem was, I had 70 euros in the other pocket. I know, not smart. As I reached into that pocket, the result was not the same. I felt around for my 50-euro bill, but a pocket is only so large, and after a few seconds, I gave up. I quietly whispered to my sister, "I think I just got pickpocketed, but it's okay." My sister responded with a look of shock, and immediately blurted out, "No, it's not okay." She then looked around the metro to find the culprits. We spotted 3 Eastern European boys of ages around 10, 12, and 14. I had remembered my dad getting pickpocketed a few years back in Paris by a girl of the same background, so I made some assumptions. Our detective work ended up being pretty spot on. Once locked in on the suspects, my sister hurled French obscenities at them and demanded that they give the money back. After hearing, "Eh, putain, suce tes bites, donnez-moi l'argent," the boys' expressions morphed into ones of combined innocence and confusion, like the face a dog makes after you've told it for the 1,000th time to stop peeing on the carpet. They could only keep the game up for so long, however, and eventually yielded to my sister and her barrage of French swear words. I was in complete awe. My sister, who is known as the introvert of the family, had just managed to recover 50 euros from pickpockets. Her actions gave me motivation to start shouting at another man who, I had thought, tried to pickpocket me as I got into the metro. This man was considerably more frightening than the 3 boys. He had dark shadows under his eyes and, of course, a Yankees hat on. The adrenaline of watching my sister, and perhaps his Yankees hat, impelled me to shout at him in French and accuse him of trying to take my phone. We exchanged words until my sister and I reached our stop. As we got off the metro, I was churning with adrenaline. I told my sister how amazing she was and talked about the affair for the next 20 minutes. My mother, on the other hand, was, quite simply, horrified.